Oh, you guys, Seattle. All I need right now is some plaid and I will be right at home. I have my coffee in front of me and we're set to play with some makeup today, guys. So I am going to be sharing with you all some super embarrassing moments in my life, mainly from when I was younger and was more reckless, and I just have some fun stories that I jotted down. So I thought I would do that instead of like a Q&A. I would just do another confessions video where you get to know me better and I put on makeup. So for those of you that do not know, I am 100% through and through a Seattle girl. That is my hometown. I grew up in Seattle in the 90s, and that was like the best time for grunge and plaid and music, and I'm really proud of where I'm from. I love Seattle. I was actually just up there. What am I looking for? Holy smokes. Okay, so my brows are already on, and I have to say what I have been using is the new pencil from Kat Von D. I love this pencil, you guys. It has the best tip. It is like precise but square, so you can really like feather on nice brow-like strokes. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? I have already primed my face. I am wearing the No Problem Priming Eraser. Now this I like better than the No Problem Pump, like the actual liquid. And this I just kind of go right in here, right in here. I did still take my whipped cream primer everywhere else. So this is more like for extra problem areas. So I am primed, my brows are done, because honestly, I cannot talk and do my eyebrows to save my life. Like I will mess them up. Like I was watching Nikki's tutorials when she did her thing with Drew Barrymore, and she was talking about how she doesn't like to do her brows on camera because it makes her nervous. And I'm like, girl, same, 100%. Like I need that focus. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with Fiona Stiles matte foundation in the shade 4, just a couple of little pumps of this. I'm gonna take a pump of the Marc Jacobs liquid highlighter, and I'm gonna feel like Kylie Jenner for a moment and just kind of see what happens mixing this together. So guys, I thought I would take a trip with you down memory lane. Back in high school, I was a cheerleader. Now, I moved to LA with my mom when I was 13. I moved back after a while. I was like, no, mom, I don't want to live with you. I want to live with dad. And I was like angsty and teenage-ish and you know, the whole thing. So I went back to Seattle, and back then, like they still kind of had hazing a little bit, which I didn't know about. Like I didn't know that was part of the thing, but I made the team, and I will never ever forget this freaking morning. Oh my God. I'm living with my dad, who is, you know, doing the best he can by himself with a very dramatic teenage daughter. And I am on the cheer squad, and he works late and worked kind of far away from home. So he had like almost an hour commute both ways. So I could, you know, stay in the school that I wanted to stay in. So thanks, Dad, for that. But basically, I kept getting these phone calls for like a week from this random chick. I didn't, you know, recognize her voice at all. It was like, is Jan there? And I'm like, who's he dating? Like, who is this? You know, like I was all pissed off, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is this woman calling? Ba 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 ba. So at like 5 in the morning, there's like loud banging at the door, and my initial response was to like dart out of bed, and I was like, we're being robbed. And my sister's like, dummy, no one would knock on the door and then rob you. They just break in. We're not being robbed. Like, go get Dad and answer the door. So I answer the door, and like a couple of the cheer captains are freaking outside of my door, and I'm like, oh my God, like what? Like, why are they here? Are you joking me? P.S. I was wearing not like a cute t-shirt like this, but kind of like a band tee that had like a salsa stain on it, probably like a chocolate stain down here. I was not looking good. Like my hair was a greasy mess. I had like mascara underneath my eyes. I was asleep. Like I was asleep. I was not done up at all. They come in and they're like, we're kidnapping you for cheer camp. You're being hazed. Come get in the car and put the blindfold on. So the phone call that I had received while my dad was still at work was from one of the cheer captains trying to coordinate, like, hey, just to let you know, we're doing this thing. It's going to be fun. We're going to take the whole squad to breakfast and then go to school, and they're going to go to school in their pajamas. So I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot even believe this is happening. We're about to look a little crazy as I finish this story up. I'm going to take a Dermacolor in the shade D5 to contour before I powder and before I even go in with concealer. So I'm going to look really good and sick. Okay, so let's continue. So I went to breakfast, you know, I leave and I'm all like pissed off because I'm like, I hate what I'm wearing. Like, this is so humiliating. Like, I literally have freaking food stain on my shirt and I'm leaving the house and I'm like, you know, a cheerleader and trying to be like a cheerleader. And anyway, so we go to Sherry's, which is like the equivalent of Denny's, and I see all the other cheerleaders there, and of course everybody else's parents knew, like, this is not right, because they all were basically like in makeup and matching pajamas, looking like they just walked out of a Victoria's Secret catalog, and I am there looking like a giant disaster. It was awful. And then after all of that, we had to go to school with sandwich boards on. And then we somehow got called into the office and we got in trouble because hazing is not allowed. And I was like, I didn't even do anything. All I did was wake up thinking that I had been robbed and in my gross pajamas. And I thought my dad was dating someone behind my back and I didn't know about it. And it was just like a lot. I was just so laughing at myself, but also like insecure. Like, you don't want like the guy that you like seeing you like that. You don't want that. Cheerleading was fun though. It actually was super fun. I have really fun memories of going to cheer camp, and maybe we'll save some of those stories for another time, but it was good. By the way, me in high school, I was weird, dramatic, didn't really date. Like, I never had a boyfriend in high school, and I have a memory of going to homecoming and someone setting me up with a guy, and he was so rude. He, like, I don't know, didn't want to be there with me or something, and it was like a whole thing, and he was like embarrassed of me, and I used to take it like, oh my God, I cannot even believe that this guy is so rude to me. And then I went through a box of photos and I was like, yeah, I mean, I showed up in full ringlets with like a diamond right here. I don't know, I thought I was like the chick from Neverending Story, and I had like that kind of a moment. I was very experimental with my wardrobe, with my fashion, with my makeup, just with everything. And I think maybe like I took it a little too far sometimes, you know? You live and learn. Okay, after high school, I moved out on my own when I was 18. Like, I literally saved money working 3 different jobs. I taught a hip hop class. I was the lady that would hand out perfume samples and be like, please try some Ralph Lauren. And people would be like, get away, don't spray me with that. It wasn't that bad, but people would give you like the look a lot. Now every time that I'm in a mall and someone's like, would you like a sample? I'm like, I understand. So I worked 3 jobs. I worked at Starbucks, the 5:30 a.m. shift, and then I did my sample thing, and then I taught 3 days a week hip hop. Got some mad moves, you guys. Never seen that. So anyway, I saved up my money and I moved out on my own with my best friend, Michelle. We moved to LA and we had an apartment together. I got a job in accounting. Thought I was super, super cool. I was like, I'm so smart. Numbers. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a little Tarte Shape Tape in light neutral, and then I'm gonna set it immediately with some Winky Lux powder and then bake with some Coty Airspun. Okay, so living on my own, I started to get more confidence in myself and feel like a little bit more flirtatious and like I wanted to date, because in high school I kind of was just always super, super shy and I wouldn't approach guys and I would get weird, and it was just like, I was just not cool like that. So I kind of grew into myself and I was like working out, feeling good, losing weight, doing great, and my acne had cleared up and I was just like this whole new woman. Like, that's kind of how I felt. And my mom was a talent manager, and actually before that she was an agent, and she worked with actors as a commercial agent specifically. So I would go see her at the office and she would have this wall, just this like big wall where there were shelves, and then you would see actors' headshots and you'd flip it around and there'd be like their resume, like their special skills and what they had been in. Some of them would have like modeling composite cards, and I would go and I would act like it was my own personal Tinder. Like, I would go in there and I would see my mom like go use the bathroom or something, and I'd like kind of take composite cards and I would go home and I would email these guys and I'd be like, I'm your agent's daughter. And my mom did not know about this until we were at an event and one of her clients was like, oh yeah, we've been emailing. And my mom's like, how? Like, why? Oh God, I got myself in so much trouble with that. So yeah, I would like email these guys. I would get their number. I would go on dates with them. I'd lie about my age. I would pretend I was so much older, and I was completely innocent, inexperienced, and this is like the best story, but it's like awful. Okay. Oh my gosh, my family watches my videos a lot, and I just really hope they're not watching this one. So one of the guys that I went on several dates with, like, he was super hot. He was like a fitness model. He was like 6'4". He was gorgeous. Now, mind you, I'd never had a boyfriend. I'd never done anything. Like, I was innocent as can be. He came over to my place and we were kind of kissing, and things were getting a little hot and heavy. Like, we were just in the living room, just kind of kissing a little, and he leans in and he goes, kiss it for me. And in my head, I just literally, it was like, alarms, ding, 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 ding. Like, I had never, like, I was like fresh out of high school, pretending to be way older than I am, and super naive, innocent, and inexperienced in everything. Never had a boyfriend, barely even kissed anybody. And I was just like, oh my God, 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 oh my God. I must have had like a look of horror on my face, because I go, what? And he goes, can you sing for me? And this was like such a dissection between me and all of my girlfriends. It was like the morning after, like at the coffee shop, like, okay, how was your Friday night? What happened? What's the scoop? What went on? And I'm like, so he said, kiss it for me, and then retracted that and said, can you sing for me? I'm still confused. I don't really know what that meant. So, yeah. I dated him for a little while longer, and then I was just like, next. And I would do this with my mom's clients for a little bit. It's really stupid. And then I ultimately went to school and met my first serious boyfriend, and we were together for like 4 years. So moving on, we need a little bit of bronzer, just a tiny bit more. I know we're like very piling on the skin makeup at the moment. More bronzer. I'm gonna set the cream bronzer with a little JLo powder bronzer, just like a small hit of it. I don't want a lot on the face. And lately I'm focusing more way back in this region, almost going in circular motions to make sure I don't bring color up to the front of my face. I just find it to be more flattering. And now we're gonna go in with blush. This is one of my favorites during the summertime. This is Las Cabos from Cargo. I'm gonna take a Morphe brush. This is the Y2. So let's move on to my 22nd or 23rd birthday. I went to a place here in California called Saddle Ranch, and they have a mechanical bull. We all know this story's headed somewhere. I'm gonna share pictures actually. This was a proud moment of mine, and everybody was super impressed, and they didn't see what I did. So it was my birthday, and everybody's riding the bull, and everybody's getting thrown off the bull, flung off the bull, and I'm watching this going, I don't know if I want to do that. It's my birthday, you know, and I wanted to look good, and I wanted to look like sexy on the bull. I'm gonna go in with some serious highlight right now. This is Delicate Dew Glossy Gossamer Duo from Pixi. I Everybody was like, ride the bull, ride the bull, ride the bull. It's your birthday, ride the bull, ride the bull. And I'm like, oh man, like everyone's gonna be watching me, da 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 da. So I managed to slip the controller $20, and I was like, look, it's my birthday, I need this. Like, I really need this for my life. Can you please make me look good up there? Like, I wanna look so good. Take the 20. And so I tipped him $20, and everyone was super amazed. They're like, how'd you hold on? Because literally it was like kind of rocky. Like, he did a good job making it look almost realistic. Like, I was getting as hard of a time as everybody else. But I have so many photos of me on that bull, and I was so happy. And then everybody's like, well, what's the trick? And for the longest time with like me and my girlfriends, we'd all joke around, and I'm like, up on the down. So when the bull goes forward, you go up. And everyone's like, oh yeah, up on the down. Yeah, okay, all you have to do is go up on the down, then you won't fall off. Even though the controller or the operator was going easy on me and like making me look cute up there, I still remember, like, I was so dead set on not falling off that my thighs were just like squeezing that bowl. Like, my legs were sore the next day from that freaking moment of my life, but it was so fun. Like, it was such a fun birthday. Oh my gosh, Saddle Ranch used to be like the place. Like, we would go there on the weekends and dance, and I rode the bull that one time, and then one time before where I don't know who dared me to do it. I was wearing a skirt and I did get kicked off the bull, and that was super embarrassing. Anyway, I'm gonna do lips before I go to eyes. This is number 112 from L'Oreal. This is so good. Oh my God, this is one of the best lip liners, guys. Period. Not even just drugstore, just like in general. I had to do an interview this morning for a magazine, which was super exciting. I'm gonna take this Tarte Lippie Lingerie in the shade Exposed. So I did this interview, and one of the questions, you guys, was what is the best part or most rewarding part of doing YouTube? And you know, there's lots of rewarding parts to creating and posting and seeing that people like your videos and playing with product. It's like a dream come true in so many different avenues. But honestly, and I wanted to share this with you guys, the most rewarding part is when I open a DM or an email and you guys let me know that what I do, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter why, it doesn't matter if it's because I recommended something that worked or because I gave you a time out in your life and distracted you from a lot of chaos in the world, but it means so much to me, you guys, that I get to sit here and chat with you and like talk about life and share funny stories and share my love of makeup, and that for whatever reason it reaches you and helps to inspire you and helps you feel good. And that genuinely and truly is the reason that I do this. And I just have to like share that because it's been so on my mind this morning. It's like the coolest. Like, I get to sit here and do this. And it's always so strange to me because whenever I'm sitting here doing my makeup and chatting, I do really feel like all of your energy here with me. It's like so bizarre, but I do. So it's like I'm just like telling all my stories to like a bunch of my friends. It's so awesome. While I'm thinking of another good story, I'm gonna top this combo off with a little bit of Infallible paints in the shade 312 from L'Oreal. I like it. I was talking with someone about this the other day, and I all of a sudden realized why for so many years I had crazy stage fright, which is so insane because of what I do here. And like me telling you guys that I feel such a connect with you as I sit here and chat and all of that is so true, but sometimes when I get up on stage, it can feel very different. And I feel like I've conquered it quite a bit, and I actually enjoy speaking to a large crowd, and I'm into it now. But there was a phase where I really wasn't. And then I was cracking up sharing this story, and I kind of realized like, oh, that's why. Like, do you ever have these like light bulb moments where you're like, that's why I feel this way? Oh my God, like I am like traumatized from this experience as a child. All right, I am going to go into this Glambition palette from Marc Jacobs. I'm gonna take this shade right here as our transition, and then we'll get to chatting because this takes me 5,000 hours to do. So as a child, I went to a work picnic with my family, and I was always the kid that was like down to like raise my hand and be like, me. And I did that. There was a magician. They're like, can we get a volunteer? And of course I'm like, me. And I got called up, and I was so excited, and I was like being the magician's helper, and I was helping him with all the tricks. I'm gonna go down to this guy right there and focus just right on this outer edge. Okay, so the magician was like, my helper has done such a fabulous job, and for my final trick, I'm gonna turn her into a bunny rabbit. Like, I had a big imagination as a child, and I was maybe like 7 or 8. Like, I should have known that he was kidding, but I just remember like my whole body like feeling kind of numb, and I was just like standing up there, and I could see like my younger twin sisters sitting like in the audience, like on the grass, looking like, how's he gonna do that? You know, and I make eye contact with my dad, like, why are you letting this happen? You know, and I'm watching him gather up some things, and then I'm on stage and I literally start screaming like, no, I don't want to be a bunny. And I'm like screaming and crying. My dad comes and gets me off the stage, and I sit down, and I think this magician is like the most evil person on the planet. Like, why would you want to turn a child into a bunny rabbit? And if you guys saw my Facebook cringy posts video, which not a lot of people watched, but anyway, if you would like to visit it, I will link it below. Okay, as a child, my favorite movie was Nutcracker Fantasy because my first crush ever on a guy ever was Fritz from the Nutcracker Fantasy. It's a claymation Nutcracker. I had the hots for him, and that's why I would watch that movie over and over and over. And the Ragman is this character that would turn kids into mice if they stayed up past their bedtime. And so I was like horrified over that, and I would always go to bed being like, wouldn't that be horrible if you were turned into a mouse? Like, that would be so bad. And so to be up on that stage and be like, and you're gonna be a bunny rabbit, and I was just like, oh my God, completely freaking out. And so my dad came and like lifted me off the stage and like sat me down. So the magician's like, can I get another volunteer? And of course, like some other brave kid like gets up there, and I'm like, I wonder how he's gonna do this. Oh my God, you know what he does? He takes out this poster thing of like a life-size bunny rabbit with like the head cut out, and like the kid's like peeking his head through it and like with the bunny ears, but it's like a drawing, you know, like the things that usually like poke your head through and take a photo. And I just remember sitting in the audience and I'm like, that's not magic. Like, I am so mad right now and I am so embarrassed. It stuck with me for a long time. Like after that, I didn't want to raise my hand for a lot, to be honest. That's really interesting, isn't it? Like as kids, like these things that just do stick with you in a way. I'm not terrified of clowns or anything, but I don't like them. Magicians kind of creep me out too. What are you guys afraid of? Do you have any like weird fears? I remember watching Jerry Springer one time, and legit there was a woman who was like afraid of olives, and they brought out a jar of olives and she like screamed and like fled from the stage. And I was like, man, people have like weird fears. What are your weird fears? Leave them below. Okay, ooh, this is blending so nice. This is just 2 shades right here. What I want to do actually is go on the lid with this shade here. I kind of wanted to do like a darker up top and then pop a color on the bottom. So we're going to try and attempt that. I'm going to take an Anastasia brush, an A2, and go into that deeper chocolate shade. Really kick off the excess, start on the outer edge, and then kind of bring it in. Ooh. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is take my finger into this shade right here that's kind of pinky and shimmery, and I am just going to pat this right on the inner portion of my lid. Now for the fun. I want to go into this Dior palette and take that teal shade. I'm actually super excited about this. So I'm first gonna go into the emerald shade right here with a kind of flat brush and just line the lower lash line. Now I'm going to take the shade right in the center and first use it dry to see how much pigment we can build up, and if I have to wet it, I will. I almost want to go in with this like lime color just to kind of pump up maybe the center. All right, I'm taking the lightest one just on the inner portion of the lower lash line, just trying to kind of see what we can do here. I'm gonna take this Modster liner in the shade Jade. I'm gonna take this Heavy Metal eyeliner from Urban Decay in the shade Distorted. It has like little green kind of iridescent whatnot in here. Just on the inner portion, I just want like a little more light right there. I think I'm done with the embarrassing stories right now. Like I'm trying to rack my brain. I'm like, what else could I share with you guys? Because what I really need to do is have my sisters come on and almost like do a roast. Like they have the best stories that I don't even remember half the time. They'll be like, no, wait, you did that. And I'm like, no, you know, like they have really, really good stories. So I want that to happen. So I'm just doing a little lash paradise. Just a nice light coat. I'm gonna pop on some Whispie Sweet Nothings from Velour Lashes, and I will be back with the completed look. It never fails to amaze me how much lashes can completely make a look just come to life, and it's like, boom, you are done. So this is my completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I think I need just a little bit of setting spray to lock all of this glamour in. And I'm just gonna be like t-shirt, jeans, and a lot of sparkle up here. I had fun getting ready with you guys and sharing some of my funnier moments in life. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, you guys know what to do. If you have not subscribed yet, then be sure to subscribe. I am here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. PST, and I'm always trying, testing new products, getting ready with you guys, and doing something. So I am here all the time playing with makeup. I hope you come back and hang out with me, and I'm wishing you the best day, whatever you are doing. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.